you guys. It's Ali, your favorite eccentric SLO-mad. I'm gonna try to wait a couple of seconds to see if you guys can tell me how the sound is. I do have my mic on, but they do have the music playing here. And I just wanted to go live to update you guys on a few things, like what's new, what's just like popping up on the radar here in Thailand, especially Bangkok. What's true, what's really happening, what you need to know. A couple little things, because I just happen to be live. I'm sitting at this coffee shop. And let me just flip the screen, because it was just 2 seconds ago, y'all. 2 seconds ago, it was cloudy and looked like it was about to rain down on me. And now the sun is out. So I definitely want to talk a little bit about the truth about the weather as well, because some of this stuff is just, you don't know until you go. And it's because we might not be reporting on it in real time for you guys. Because, of course, we want everybody to go. We want everybody to come. Well, not everybody, but we want you guys to come and enjoy. But a lot of times we're not sharing real information, live information. So I'm going to start off. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Because if you can't, I'm just going to record this and then post it. Maybe that's what I'll do. Just record it and post it. Or record it and then edit it like I had to do before. So let me know if you can hear me. But I want to start out by talking about this new surge of COVID. It's in the news. I'm going to tell you right out the gate, I've been wondering for the last week why I've seen so many more people putting on masks, like at, sorry for that noise, that's the train going by. Why I've seen so many more people putting on masks where I didn't notice it before. Being in Asia, it's a thing. You'll always see people wearing masks. But I just feel like, but it was rare. Here it was really, really rare. Hey, you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are just getting on, please let me know if you can hear me okay. I do have my mic on. But not quite sure if you guys can hear me clearly with all the noise and all the stuff going on in the street. But it's always, is it clear? Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Welcome. Y'all, so I'm going to give you guys a quick shot at the streets of Bangkok. I'm sitting in a coffee shop. Sucking on a lollipop. No, I'm not sucking on a lollipop, but I'm at this coffee shop that I like. I actually just moved into this area. I'm down the street, like maybe 7 minutes. And it's busy. It's a Saturday. It's Saturday afternoon. And so it's wild. But I want to just share with you guys with a few things that's going on, because I know this is also like some deterrence and stuff like that. So to tell you guys the truth, what's up, MJ? So I'll say MJ to Lily Plays Basketball. What's up? Katrina, thank you. What's up? So good to see you guys this morning. Fixa, Tyler, and good morning. I do have my mic on. Let me know if it's funky. The sound gets wild. I got this lingering headache I've had as well. But okay, let's get to this COVID thing. So this has been popping up in the news quite a bit over the last, I don't know how many days, but like I was saying, I feel like I've noticed a number of people putting on masks. Locals, and I've, mentioned before that that's a common thing that you'll see in Asia in general. They always wear masks. They've been wearing masks. They was wearing masks before COVID. And partly because in certain cities, they also do have like air quality issues because they have burn seasons and lots of traffic. But this is one place I will tell you, I'm in Bangkok and I don't have as many issues here. Like I don't have any breathing issues here like I did surprisingly in Albania. Albania, Durrës, the city of Durrës, not Tirana, but Durrës gave me such problems, a lot of problems. Okay, so all right, so this COVID thing, it's supposed to be that there's been, they still test for it apparently, that there's a high number of cases that have just kind of surged over the last month, maybe. And so people are doing more testing. You'll see people with more masks. But as you could see in my video, that the streets, you can't really see here, but the streets are full. It's moving and shaking. Everybody is kind of moving like, every day. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I don't have a mask on me right now. Probably should carry one. It has kind of the same feel as when they had the earthquake recently. I mean, it was almost a couple days later and the streets were bustling as if there wasn't just a 7.7 scale earthquake. Thank you, Katrina. So let me know if it gets too loud, if I'm breaking up or anything like that, and I'll just record what I'm going to say and repost it. Because this is good information. I'm not going to stay on here long. Tomorrow I may actually walk you guys with me to one of my favorite parks. But anyway, so there's supposed to be, this outbreak of a new strain of COVID, i.e. the flu. And so, be precautious if you need to be, but please be aware that nothing has shut down. You got to do your own due diligence and stuff and decide based on your health if things, where you should and should not travel. But kind of understand where the information comes from and what precautions you can take. We've been through this before. Unless there's an outbreak and flights and stuff are shut down and all of that, carry on, as usual, as you would in your hometown. But just be ready, and just in case. How am I at the coffee store? What do you mean? I'm at a coffee shop. I'm at a coffee shop. Had some coffee. And their motto is life begins after coffee. Okay, so I just wanted to share that because that's something that's coming across the waves that, oh my God, don't go to Thailand. Of course, there are certain places, i.e. Where most of y'all live. Hold on, you guys, I'm gonna wipe this screen really quick. That lens. There's places that are always going to say, don't go to certain places, especially when the majority of us are traveling. You're saying that you're at the coffee store? Okay. So just keep in mind where the information comes from and that you can do your own due diligence and, kind of get the lay of the land. Ask people specifically who are in different locations, destinations, what's really happening to get a real feel and then make your decisions from there. In other words, don't go and cancel your tickets if you're coming. Come on through. Okay, number 2 I wanted to mention is rainy season. So thank you, Katrina, about the hair comment. Thank you so much. So about the what season we're in right now. This is considered the beginning of rainy season. So I'm going to tell you a couple things. Like I want to talk about the cost because there's an expectation. Normally what we hear people say go in off seasons because rainy season should be off season. Prices should be lower. Well, as I mentioned as I first came on, is that in 1 minute it looked like it was about to storm and then it didn't. But let me tell you, don't think that it doesn't happen, because there are some times when the storms come, and I mean they come full force, and when sometimes the lightning is so loud, like it terrifies me, right? I've lived on the street. I just left the house sit that I was doing for 3 weeks, so that was accommodations free for 3 weeks, and I got some new furry nephews, and some amazing people that I sat for that were traveling for 3 weeks. But there was a storm a few weeks ago, and my street flooded, and I mean flooded up to the calf. It only took a couple of hours for it to dissipate, but it rained nearly like 6 hours, which is the longest that I've seen it rain, and I've been here since April. And this is the first time that I've stayed for the duration during rainy season. I'm usually gone by April, and I'm like here October, November, something like that. Like, well, no, that's not true. I guess I was here a couple years ago in June, July, but I was on the islands, on the coast. So keep this in mind, you guys, if you're planning to travel to Thailand or any Asian coastal city during what is considered rainy season, i.e. monsoon season, is that fluctuates depending on where you are. So like you could be sitting here in Bangkok and it's fine, but it's, torrential pours in Phuket, but even the torrential pours, like the longest may be 2 hours, something like that. It's semi rare to see like a 6 hour thing unless you're in like the heart of rainy season, which there's maps. I ain't gonna be no meteorologist, because y'all not gonna have me lying to you. My point is it's not as bad as it may seem. And I'm gonna flip the camera just so you could see some people walking by. Like he had his like mouth covered and stuff like that. So you'll see some people kind of, hey, Life Unfiltered, what's up? You'll see some people who like literally go all out with trying to make sure they're breathing clearly. If you guys care about that, you guys, it looks like my data kicked out for a second. But if you're looking at like the air quality ratings and stuff across like different countries, depending on where you're going to go, interestingly enough, Bangkok is extremely high. Like it's always listed as high, but I have found that like just from being in the space, it doesn't feel like it is. It doesn't feel like even when you breathe, like it's great. Also, carry you one of these. So rainy season also means humid, very, very humid. One of the things that I still have a question about is how Asian people can walk around in this humidity and not sweat. I think I've seen on one hand maybe 3 people in the times that I'm here in during like humid season, rainy season, including like when I'm on the coast or on an island. They never sweat. Like they never sweat. They could be working on a boat and they not sweat. And I sweat like a banshee, like, ooh. So ladies, don't worry about edge gel. It ain't gonna work. Don't worry about got to be glue. It ain't gonna stay. You just gonna have white edges. Get you a curly do, some locks, and call it a day. Pull your hair up and call it a day. Thank you. I got this off of Temu. And it sits, you can like crank it back and sit it, I got a little stand for it, and I can charge it while it's on the stand. It's got 5 settings. You will see this being sold everywhere. Fans being sold everywhere. Okay, we'll get to some of that in a second. So we're at the beginning of rainy season technically. It really doesn't kick off until September, October, but it started early. So we started getting downpours. When I was in Phuket, they were even surprised at how early it had started. So you definitely, this whole restaurant is open. And I'm doing a video, and somebody came and said, it always happens. I don't know if it's a magnetized thing or what, but this always happens. Like I could be, if I was sitting in the back seat all the way back there, the person probably would have came and sat right there. Always happens. It is the wildest thing, y'all. Um, don't fan out if things get hot. Don't fan out if so yeah, so just be mindful about the rainy season, and if you're just coming for vacation, ask someone what it's like. Are activities canceled? How bad is it? Should you be out on the beach if there's a tsunami coming? um, which you would know until you get the sirens that it's coming. I will give you a couple of tips wherever you're staying. Uh, Try to be at least 10 stories up. Sometimes you can only be 5, 6. That's still better than being on 1 or 2. Okay, like when you're in a hotel or if you're renting in an Airbnb or just any apartment or condo, try to be higher if you're like on an island or on the coast where there's water. Um, Unless you are completely blocked by a mountain, and even still, you're going to get the water that's going to come in. Okay, so try to be there. And I know, like, a lot of people are like, well, shoot, anything up, that's too high. I don't want to be too high with the earthquake that just happened. That's why I said about 10, because that's kind of middle ground. Obviously, some people in some buildings were affected here from the earthquake, and so you can't like ignore that that's a reality and that happened. And that I even have a friend that I house at for, and I'll be house sitting for her in June. She's here in Bangkok, and she just moved out of her old building and moved to another building, and she's on even a higher floor than she was before, but they offered her a discount to go on a higher floor. So it depends on how risque you want to be. And I would also suggest that if you're moving to a place that you're concerned about things like natural disasters, that you check to see if there's something included in the lease agreement that covers that for you. And if there is not something in the lease agreement, that you make sure that you can afford to bounce if you don't get a deposit back. Okay, you want to just make sure about that. Okay. So oh, Jesus Christ, let me know if you guys can still hear me okay, or if there's other chatter that gets picked up while I'm on here with you guys. So I wanted to chat about that, the COVID thing, rainy season or not, and whether or not you can still enjoy yourself if it is considered rainy season. You absolutely can still enjoy yourself. A couple of other things I just want to mention really quick, because I'm moving out of an apartment where I had access to a kitchen and cooking and all of that. And now I'm in a hotel where I don't have, any of that. And I just kind of want to talk about like the realness around how much, oh, thank you, how much it really costs to be here. Because a lot of times we say everything is super cheap. And I'm finding like right now, Thailand is a little bit on the higher end, but it's comparing it to Thailand prices, right? So I'm not going to ever compare it to US prices because it's always going to seem cheaper. So for example, this large cup of Joe here, I would say was expensive because I paid $140 for it, and $140 take it times 3 basically is $2.80. That's high, right? So 14 times 3, no, $3 and $3.20, which is still really low comparatively, especially when the coffee is good. But what I will say is, I feel like the prices are starting to increase. And one of the other things, like the way that you can see it, is like with their services, like massage services. Just a couple years ago, anything 200, 250, it was easy to get a full 1 hour massage. Now you'll see them starting around the 400 mark. 400 times 3, 4 times, it's $12. Still cheap, right, for an hour massage. Okay, so I think I'm going to move because they may not be distracting to you guys, but they're distracting to me. So I'm going to move back a couple tables. I have this sensory thing, like it's like it echoes for me, and it would have been so easy for them to sit a seat that wasn't right across from me. So I'm gonna move down a couple seats. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So overall cost is definitely going to be less than when you're in the States, but I hate when I do that when I'm live, but I swear I feel like it's so like foggy, and it might be because of the because the sun is at my back. So anyway, be mindful of that. Like if you're just on vacation, this is like Southeast Asia, because it's Southeast Asia specifically, because it's not cheap in Korea, it's not cheap in Japan. But Southeast Asia specifically is like really, really inexpensive. And you can really have an amazing vacation when you travel to any of these places. Even if you have an entire family, like the stuff that I could do, like if I could have my grandson here as opposed to Mexico. I went to Mexico City, Playa del Carmen, Oaxaca, and the cost was much higher. It was just much higher, and not as much to give. Mexico City was the best, of course, in Oaxaca. But if I could do it over, or if I could do it again, I would do Asia. Good night, Katrina. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's 1 a.m. y'all's time. I keep forgetting this 12-hour difference. So, but anyway, yeah, I would strongly encourage Southeast Asia, especially if you're doing it on a budget. Now, I know somebody's going to say, yeah, but Ali, my flight to Thailand or wherever is going to be out the pocket. It might be. So that's why you want to plan in advance. Mexico can be just as high sometimes, especially if you're traveling during U.S. summertime season, because everybody takes advantage of our summer season and our prime season. And so that's another reason why you'll see some of the costs increasing, even though it's rainy. Like you're like, okay, it's rainy season, shouldn't it be lower? I would expect hotels and stuff like that to be in, I know I'm a year off, but closer to $20, $25 a night. And so I know you're probably like, well, what is it? 30, 36, 35, 40, 50? Yeah, 50. That's high in Southeast Asia. That's high. And if you're comparing it to US prices, you'll love it. But if you travel like I do full time and you've been in these places enough, you start to have a expectation of what the cost is going to be. And of course, there's inflation every year and stuff like that. But you also want to be mindful of kind of just giving into these prices, because it's also impacting the local community and long-term local community, right? Not like that's something you're thinking about when you're going on vacation. I know, but if you're planning on staying in a place long-term like I am, I do consider that. Nothing against luxury, because luxury, if you got it, spend it. Enjoy it, all of that. Please. If I had the income that I had before I left my job on a monthly basis without working, heck yeah, I'd be living in a little bit more luxury. But I'd be aware of that, and I'd make sure that I was spending money in the community service wise, like to balance that out, making sure you have housekeepers, local housekeepers, that you're getting any of your physical services like facial things, which I'm going to be doing. I'm also planning on doing some medical tourism here as well. Not really, but yeah, technically. And massage therapy services, getting your nails done, all of those things, getting those things, adding that to your regular budget on a weekly, monthly basis, because the offset for accommodation costs is, it's amazing for the most part if you're going to be staying long term. So for me, I'm working on trying to see if I can stay long term and not have to go in and out, which gives me the ability to book a place longer term for pennies on the dollar, I want to say. But get a nice high-rise hotel. Doesn't have to be like super extravagant, but my max, I want to spend no more than 550 bucks and be close to BTS, which we're right next to, close to access to all kinds of things, stores and malls and coffee shops and all of this kind of stuff. I'm going to be walkable, everything. And so, yeah, I would spend that money, have a place, and pay for it for a year, and really not have to worry about, trying to look for a place. So, for example, if I get a place that's $500 a month, you break that down per day, that's like $16, $17 a day, $18 maybe dollars a night that you're paying. Whereas if I am booking something on a nightly stay, not doing my house sits, which give me free accommodations, but I'm booking something on a nightly stay for anywhere from $40 to $50 a night, that's $1,500 for the month, as opposed to $500 for the month. So it starts to make a difference. And so I feel like when you're traveling a lot like I am, and you start to find your places, to start considering long-term stays, the visa processes if they offer them. Another place that I highly recommend, which I will be going to soon, is Vietnam. Vietnam doesn't offer like digital nomad visas, but I do hear that Southeast Asia is planning on putting together a South Asia kind of visa, something similar to the Schengen territory areas in EU, that if you get one visa, you basically can travel to all the countries without getting all these individual visas. I hear that's in the talks. So keep your eye open for that. But Vietnam is one of those places that you can go to and easily get a nice apartment, condo type apartment with a full kitchen for under $300-400 without having any type of visa. You get 90 days right now. And I will do a video. I actually just did a video applying for a visa to get into Vietnam. And so I'll do a video to show you the steps to do that. So if you want to do something like that, you can. The difference with Vietnam is you cannot extend your visa there. You have to leave. So you want to accommodate and account for that in and out, applying for the visa, how long it may take to get it. Sometimes it's usually only 3 days, 3 business days. So if you plan it accordingly, leave on a Sunday night or Monday morning, travel to a nearby place where you don't have to get a visa to enter. Place that's inexpensive. Don't go to Singapore unless you're going to stay in a hostel, and that's going to cost you $50 a night. But don't do that. Try Malaysia, which I still don't think Malaysia is super great. And the prices for the places that are low prices are dumps, honestly. So you got Thailand and the Philippines. Now that the edge is off, I'm leaning more into having my personal space and the ability to do more for myself and branch out to really get into my hobbies. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something. I've been gone for 5 years, and I've been bouncing around for 5 years. And the longest I've stayed in a place is 6 months. No, almost 8. That was in Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam, really. I mean, I was between Zanzibar and Dar es Salaam. And since then, I've been bouncing around. I really love a 3 to 6 month sit down, and not having to worry about, oh, yeah, and then I did 6 months in Vietnam. But I had to leave every month. I'd signed a lease, but I had to leave every month. And my landlord was great. She knew I canceled my lease like a month and a half early. She gave me my full deposit back because she understood the month in and out thing was a killer. Even going to inexpensive places, it becomes just tedious. But one of the things that I realize is how I've gotten off track, and I'm off center because I need to sit down for a bit and feel like I don't have to get up and leave really quick, even if I'm not sitting and I don't have a year-long lease, to know that I don't have to leave a country, like, because I may want to pop to the islands and pop around to the north side and not have an apartment, because I do have a storage here. That's another thing. And I pay $35 a month for storage, and I just go in and out of the storage when I need to. I'll be traveling with only a carry-on, so everything else is going to go in storage. And I have a video I'll show you guys that, just doing a dump the other day into my storage. But it gives me peace of mind to kind of sit and figure out where I'm at right now and what I want to do. Hey, Sandra, what's up? Figure out what I want to do, because it is causing me a level of stress that I really wasn't acknowledging, but it's causing me a level of stress with getting on the track that I want to be back on with. You got to make your own money unless you're pensioned, and I'm not pensioned, I'm not retired, I don't get none of that. And so I need the clarity, I need the peace, so that I can settle without the stress of where you gonna be at, where's your money coming from, so yeah, utilizing some of this information to know where you can go, where you can sit longer, what some of the processes are. Oh, it's a jumping spider. I don't want to kill it because it's outside. You can't see it, you're right there. But I don't do spiders. I don't care if they're little or big. I don't do spiders. And I'm going to swat him, because if he jumps on me or in my purse, it's going to be one. It's going to be a whole party. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. I had to check. Turn this way so the color is a little bit better. There we go. Hey, Abba. I love Vietnam too. I've been going back to Vietnam for 2 years now, and I haven't made it back. So I'm going to be happy. I won't be in my normal place, I don't think, because I need to be back here in June. In Thailand, but I will show that process for applying for a visa, because it don't matter who you are, unless you're a diplomat or something, you still need a visa. So and it's a very straightforward process. They did ask for some information that they didn't ask for before, and they are a little bit more particular with the pictures and things that you download. But I will show you that. Listen, so Sandra, I was considering coming over to KL, and we should chat offline, but because of what I'm trying to do, one of the best places for me to go with the assistance I'm getting is to Hanoi. So we're going to see, fingers crossed, that I nail this down, and I will also be doing like a series on this process and how to get it done the proper, not the proper way, but ways to get it done. And this is one of the ways. So for people who are interested. But yeah, I'm just talking about like what's new and what's like the truth of what's happening over here. We talked a little bit about the COVID scare, repiping back up, and rainy season. What does rainy season really mean in Thailand? And then just some of the other nuances of where to stay, costs actual cost, spending costs. It's one of the things that I'm trying to get a handle on, y'all, because the other thing I've noticed, yeah, I've been eating. I mean, and not just like the food, because the food is fine. I mean, like food. It's the sweets. I got backtracked to a couple of years, and I was like, I was going to a bakery every day, and I want to know why I gained this, where I gained this weight from. I had to like literally have a sit down. So one of the reasons why I love Southeast Asia as well is I truly walk everywhere, and it's not just a luxury casual walk, which it could be, but I'm a fast walker anyway. But it's an intense, like I literally easily get steps in. So yesterday I was moving out of my house sit apartment to my hotel, which is, like a 20-minute walk. I walked I had only one backpack because I put everything else in my overload in storage. And then I walked down to check in because my host did not return until like 8 or 9 last night. So I wanted to make sure I went back to my furry nephews and fed them dinner so that, they'd be good when mom and dad came home. So I brought my stuff down. I didn't want to get a taxi. I didn't want to get a motorbike, which motorbikes, y'all, I'm going to show y'all a video, the proper way to ride a motorbike in these countries. And you got to do it. You got to do it. Or you can get on a tuk-tuk. Hold on. I'll flip it because the tuk-tuk guy is back. Those. But be mindful, those tuk-tuks don't cost you money. Those are for tourists. We got some lined up here. But you'll see most people walking. Most people walking out here. And it's boom, boom. Boom, shakalaka, boom, right? But then being able to just walk anywhere and really any time of the day. So I'm also going to show you a video of me walking around at night. Like this area that I'm in is, yes, 3 miles a day. Holla, that's amazing. So Abba, this is literally where I am because I'm like, what the hell? Like, I cannot lose this weight. I'm gonna tell you, even somebody said something to me. They were like, you walk all the time, why you gain so much weight? And this is a family member, and it's something we get used to hearing. So I was cracking up. I was like, dang. But it's so true because I was eating like I wasn't gaining the weight, like, because it was like a 2-year process, and I went through menopause at the same time. Y'all, ladies over 50 who have gone through menopause, especially while traveling, I want to do a series where we talk about that because, it's so real. Like, I didn't even know how real this would be and how traumatic of an experience menopause would be for me. My face is still trying to recover. So in that respect, Abba, I am with you. I'm like, I can't walk anymore to lose weight. So I'm back in the gym. You can't really tell, but I'm back in the gym. Y'all, I got a mirror in my current hotel that makes me look like I done lost like 15 pounds. I love this mirror, but I know it's a lie. Like, I know it's a lie. Like, I feel like I've lost a little bit because my clothes fit slightly looser. Slightly. After they've been washed. So that's a test. Is when you first put them on after you wash. What do they feel like? But I realized that walking isn't going to do it for me. And I don't know if that's because I worked out so much before and so much muscle tone. So for me to be in this state right now, I had to acknowledge the fact that I have put on an excessive amount of other weight. And it's killing me. I've never had to work this hard. Maybe I did 2 a days when I first lost like 26 pounds 10 years ago. So it took me 8 years to gain this weight back from 10 years ago, right? And surpass what I was weighing then. So I'm on a real mission to lose this weight. So I may be starting a new program in June when I get back. We'll see. Trying to see how all this stuff is going to shake out here. But I do want to get back to being able to have a sweet or two, or being able to go to a place when I have my coffee and get a pastry. Y'all, I haven't ordered a pastry. It's been a while, and I just thought, okay, well, if I cut out on the sweets and I'm eating my protein, and y'all know I'm plant based, I have started eating eggs a little bit more, and I started eating tuna. Well, I started eating tuna last year when I was, I think it was last year when I was in Cabo Verde, because buying beans was like $5 a can of beans. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not going to survive off of that. So I started eating tuna because tuna was so cheap there and so good. So I started having tuna salad with tuna. Anyway, I'm trying to get a better handle of revamping my diet, given that that was one of my business lines of business was meal planning, meal prep, health and wellness, and then lifestyle transformation. So I'm in the process of a lifestyle transformation. Like, I can't do what I used to do, and acknowledging that I can't do what I used to do. I don't know why it took so long. Like, I literally just believed that, oh, you just start walking and working out every day, and boom, it's all good. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Lies, I tell you, lies. So, okay, okay, you guys, for this menopause conversation, please, 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 I'm going to send something, and maybe we could schedule, like, a chat. I love this. So that's one of the things I kind of do, Miss Sandra, is having a crew around me that is on the same page that I'm on, where we need to put in this work, something that's going to drive me. One of the reasons why I love traveling with my brother, because he's motivation. When I was with him in January all the way through February, but that's my sweet eater. Like, we eat sweets like it ain't no tomorrow, and he can do that because he be in the gym every day. And I'm realizing you're walking and eating the sweets like you're in the shape that you were in even 4 years ago, 3 years ago. You can't. You got to do something to offset the accumulation flow. So that's where I am right now, right? You got 15 pounds. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm also realizing that, so I'm back to intermittent fasting as well. But I also realized that I can't starve myself, even though, like, I want to do like a dry, well, water only, or somewhat of a liquid diet for like 48 hours to have the water depletion, because it's so hot. I drink so much water that I also know I'm bloated just from water as well. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, sometimes, like, there's little things that I'm learning. I've been pescatarian since 1994. Yes, let's have some convo. It's different from men. It's not. Listen, it ain't. But my brother, he's 10 years, 9 years, 8 years younger than me. Like, which brother am I talking about? And so yeah, he's still in his prime, and he eats junk, like he eats sugar, like he's always been this way. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to maintain that life when he and I tried to do an activity, and I had to bail because I couldn't finish. I could barely start, and I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. Devastated that I didn't have what I needed to keep moving. Almost died going the other way, but it is what it is. So yeah, I would love to hear what you guys are doing too. Some real life stories, things, because we're all in different spaces in our lives, and I am technically 100% plant-based until I started with the tuna, because of where I was. I really didn't have a choice, especially if I was trying to maintain a cost balance, because Cabo Verde is not cheap. Like, it's super expensive and underdeveloped. And no offense to my Cabo friends, I love y'all to death. My Cabo family, I love y'all to death. But that's the truth. It's it is what it is. But it's islands, and so you always expect to pay 25, at least 25 to 30% more when you're on an island. All right, it's 19 for me. So, but that's the other thing. How do you guys manage? Amba, do you travel? Are you out here? Because you made the comment about Vietnam. Are you out here? Because Sandra, I know we're on different time zones, but for the most part, I've been in the last 6 months. I've been on this side of the world. I mean, even though I was okay, so I was in the U.S. last year, Mexico, back to the U.S., to the U.K. Oh no, I was in Europe too, and then back to the U.K., Ireland area. Then I went to India, then South Africa, then back to Thailand. No, to Thailand after India, then South Africa, Albania. I don't know. And so I'm finding that I think what's catching up with me as well is my body not quickly and not fully adjusting to time spans, which is another reason why I want to sit still. Yeah, you're 1 hour ahead, but you've been in Asia, right? For at least 6 months. Like you've been sitting still for 6 months. Or have you? Wait a minute, have you? Because you were in Thailand, right? And then almost 2 years. Okay, so has your body adjusted? Because I think that's another thing. Like I'm stressing over the fact that, like, I'm good with the time zone stuff. Like I don't have any issue with that. But I'm feeling like when I'm bouncing around, what my body thinks is midday ain't midday in my digestive system, you know. And so just trying to get that back on track, which is why I want to sit for a while. So I don't know. I'm a snowbird this year and last year in Southeast Asia. Lived in Mexico City for 2.5. Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah, we could really share some truths the region, then explore from there. And that's kind of what I was doing even last year when I did Europe. I left all my stuff in Albania and I did the bus thing, but I was moving around. So it's still a lot, especially if you get to a place that doesn't have like obvious vegan options, or when they do have vegan options, it's like you just ordered a steak, like a T-bone. And I'm like, I'm eating vegetables. Why is it so expensive? You know what I mean? But I love bouncing around, y'all. Like I get to a point where I do like to be able to sit and unpack, but I hate not being able to leave somewhere. So that's the only downfall when I do long-term house sits. So I really try not to do more than a month, but I've done more than a month before in Koh Samui, and that's okay. 2 months probably would be my max because I want to be able to come and go as I please. Just another reason why I only house sit cats. Because you can leave cats overnight. I have never done it, but my hosts have been like, oh, we'll be back in a day. Just put enough food and they're fine because they know how to go to the bathroom by themselves. I try to only house sit a certain age range of cats as well. So just FYI. It's 3 a.m. You're in Detroit? Okay, so you're an hour ahead. You're an hour ahead. Well, I'm sorry. You are 11 hours behind. I'm supposed to be in the U.S. sometime this year. Sandra, if you go back to the U.S. this fall, let me know how it is with you coming and going, because I kind of have a fear. I kind of even want to renew my passport here without going to the U.S., but I'm kind of I'm a little, I don't know. I got apprehensions with just even going and trying to get out, going and trying to get out, and it might not be a big deal. Finally take a carry on, but yeah, please let me know. But they don't have to let me in. Listen. My only reason for going to the States would be, you know, family stuff, if I need to do family stuff. But it really, with all the turmoil, it's close to almost not being worth it. How did you have a problem getting in, into the U.S.? Tell me, please. All right, what was the issue? Sandra! Okay, so I'm supposed to be doing mine in Thailand. I'm just waiting to get situated. I just don't want to. How long did it take? You had no problem getting in, but okay. Sandra, how long did it take for you to get your passport in KL? Because I know people getting it here in Thailand have done it in less than 10 days. So I want to reset my stay here, whether I have to come back on a visa, a tourist visa, or if I can get a longer visa. I just want to reset, so I've got enough time just in case. 10 days. Okay. All right, so that might be an option if I need to. KL, like I said, you got to fill me in. You know, it wasn't my best getaway, but I wasn't living there either. So I know that's different than, you know, bopping in and out. I was planning on staying longer, but I just couldn't get the feel. But I was also living in Vietnam. I had an apartment in Vietnam, so I wasn't going to stay too long. Went to the U.S. Embassy and got the passport with the 50 pages. Boom! I love it. Okay. All right, we're going to share notes. Well, I'm going to take your notes for now, and then we'll share. Are you coming to Bangkok anytime soon, Sandra? Let me flip the screen. Let y'all just see what's happening in the world. It's busy out here. I'm in Bangkok. The world is whirling. So the sun just went away. And down this street here, there's a ton of stuff. There's a Novotel hotel. We're right down the street from an Intercontinental. I think I just passed a Ramada. There's a Marriott as well on this main street that I'm on, which is the Sukhumvit Street. Everything is on this street. Every mall. So if you've ever been to Bangkok and you're going to like Terminal 21, Asok, you've gone to Siam, the MSG, I think it's MSG, MGD. Well, you know, the Siam mall and stuff, which is like a big, to me, it reminds me of a big, like, flea market. Like, every store has all the same stuff. Or you're like, yeah, one of the, like a big tourist thing. And it's like 500 stories. Terminal 21 is just like it's an upscale mall, but it's not like, I mean, if you need to go to M Quarter, if you want like a real upscale mall. M Quarter, M Sphere. No, not M Sphere. M Sphere is cool. More down laid back kind of feel. M Quarter or Empire, whatever. Emporium. That. Just went there and watched movies. You didn't expedite. I love it. The U.S. could never. Listen, and that's why I'm like, do I want to spend all the money to go back to the U.S.? Passport doesn't expire until next year, but I'm not waiting until next year to renew it. And I have enough pages, but I don't want to wait till next year because ain't no telling. I just shared some info with some ladies. I'm gonna give you the place that check out Dia Resorts, DEARESORTS. Amazing. It's like $200 and some a night, but I think now price has gone up crazy. I was thinking about going to Bali for this uh, pop over to re-up my tourist visa. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Drop it in the chat. I shall. I shall. Where's my? Oops. Um, what type of vegetarian food you looking for? Like when you say vegetarian, are you looking for like soul food vegetarian? Because there's a million. There's a million. But I don't eat street food. I don't eat out very much. There's one place that you can go all the time. You'll find it at every one of the malls called So Vegan. You get all your vegetarian options. Yeah, they won't have eggs, but they do have like my favorite plant pork, which is the bomb.com diggity. You're going to, okay, check out DEA Resorts. Check out DEA. All right, where's my comments? I don't know why it's not showing me mine. Hold on. I can't leave a comment on my own. It's so weird the way that it's showing. It won't let me type a comment. Oh, that's wild. Okay, I'll type it in there in a minute. For whatever reason, it's not. It is not being friendly. No street food. I like a lot of veggies. And you couldn't find a lot of veggies in, what part of Bangkok were you in? Now, if you're in the touristy area down like Chinatown, I can't vouch for that area. I can vouch for everything outside of that area. It is hard. It's hard to find street food in like really high touristy areas, like vegan street food, because they cater to meat eaters so much. And not even just street food, like in that area, because it's just DEA Resorts, RESORTS in Bali. Yeah, so I'm trying to take advantage of being in a hotel as like my cutting down on my food intake and trying to flush all the water fluids that I have right now, and also being out all day. So one of the other things I found was a problem is being in the house. I'm always in the house, especially when I got a kitchen and stuff. So I buy groceries. And that's the other one thing, like I'll be sharing around like actual costs, like does grocery shopping actually save money? And in some places it doesn't. Like even in a place that's meat heavy like this, that also caters, like I could just go and get noodles, right? I just don't want noodles. But I can go and get papaya salad and stuff like that. That's really nourishing. Get it with mango. I can go buy some fruit on the side. Like I can eat a lot on the streets, and it would actually be cheaper sometimes than me buying food at home, because when I'm buying food to prepare at home, I'm getting everything. I'm trying to, unless I'm at a place that already has all the spices, which is, my houses usually have everything I need, and they let me eat whatever I want that's there, like perishable foods. And if there's something you see in the freezer, I'll eat. Unless they're vegan, I really don't eat any of their stuff, but their spices be on point, because I don't want to buy $50 worth of spices, right? Bum One Rod Hospital. I don't know where that is. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to look that up. See you later, Sandra. Enjoy the rest of your day, lady. I'm not going to be here too much longer. I'm going to pop out. But you guys, I'm not going to commit because I don't know if it's going to be raining or not, but I'm thinking of just going live and walking and going all the way to one of the parks that I love to walk around. I'm doing that tomorrow. So Loving Vegan was your okay. There's one place called So Vegan. I think I've been to Loving Vegan as well. But yeah, I'll also outline some places that I recommend, but it also kind of just depends on what you're wanting to eat. One thing I will say when I was in Korea that I really loved about Korea is, it's hot pot city, which means everything is meat. They were so accommodating, and I don't know if it's because it was like low season, so all the restaurants were empty, so of course they'll cater to you. So I don't want to say this is something that you're going to get all the time, but I was with two other ladies who were meat eaters, and I'm vegetarian. At the very least, I'll have some eggs, but none of their items were vegetarian. So what I asked for a hot pot, the ladies ordered meat like skewers and all that because it was easy to order that on the side. They ordered all the meat they wanted, and I ordered a hot pot that had like pork, and I just said, can you take the pork out and replace it? He was like, oh yeah, we'll give you extra this and vegetables. And so the ladies used my vegetarian hot pot and put their meat in it, but they were so willing to take out, because I don't know, meat is probably cheaper, but to take out any of the meat that I was going to get and replace it with extra vegetables. And they did that without any hassle. So that's another thing too, that is a possibility, an option. Farm fresh veggies. Oh. And then that's the thing too, did you find it to be expensive? So that's another reason why I do like to eat at home. And I take these little, like I'm only in the hotel for 4 or 5 days, to take these times when I don't have a kitchen to kind of fast a little bit more. Like even though I'm eating between 12 and 8, I usually try not to eat until maybe like 5, like one time a day, to kind of just shock my body into let go mode. But with lots of protein, lots and lots of protein shakes, and some other vegan proteins that are not fried. Cheap at Loving Vegan. Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to find. So I'm trying to think, Vietnam had a place. Are you talking about Vietnam? Yes, Loving Vegan. That was my joint. It was on that little side street, and they had those little tables in there. Well, it was a nice space, but it had, oh my God, I loved it. That was one of my favorite spots that I went to all the time, and it was so cheap. Yes, I thought you were talking about Loving Vegan here in Thailand. There's one called So Vegan, but Loving Vegan is way better. Loving Vegan is better than So Vegan here. Yes, Internet. Oh my God, yes. A little nook and cranny. I think it was there was a hotel like next door, close by, and yeah, that was one of my favorite joints. And I usually go there and get a whole meal for under $3. And that's if I had a drink. But you didn't even need to order a drink because they always brought you green tea. So if like you were straight with some tea, which the indicator is be straight with tea. And carry your water. They don't pick. Great Wi-Fi as well. Yes. So here in Thailand, in Bangkok, I feel like there's more options here than when I'm in Phuket. Because Phuket has become very vegan commercialized, and so everything is like, made up vegan. Like it's like, oh, I'm going to give you a burger that's made a million different ways. They do it here too, because there's a burger place that I didn't realize was all vegan. And it's not cheap. It's not inexpensive. It's like $10 to $12 for a burger, something like that. I don't think that's cheap, personally. But it's like gourmet style, these burgers. I might try it one day. And it's like a food cart, and it's somewhere that I walk all the time, and you'll see the cart sitting out. Right? That's here in Bangkok. I go to so many places, sometimes I forget where I see stuff. But like when I leave here, because I don't have a kitchen, I am going to go into one of the malls and spear something, maybe go to the gourmet market. I'm going to show some video. Maybe I could go live, or I got videos of some of the stuff, but maybe I could go live one day in the next couple of days and show you guys, if you've never seen a gourmet market in their food courts inside of the malls, what it's like. Unbelievable. You would never need to buy food if you're a person who eats out all the time. You could totally like manage from their food stores. Like this is something I would get. Mango smoothie or mango passion fruit smoothie. But yeah, I'll get on and I lived at the gourmet market and okay, so wait. So, did you say you couldn't find any places to eat? Or are you just saying you weren't impressed with the food? Gotcha. I got you. Yeah, they got some good stuff. So I've been eating these. Or recently, I tried those little buns, and it's not bao, but they're like these little buns, kind of like bao. And they have like a yellow bean, a black bean. They have a vegetarian one, and they're only like 35 baht. One fills me up. Typically, I'll eat half just to have a little bit of starch, and I'll add like a whole plate of vegetables with it. Instead of eating noodles, I eat bamboo shoots. Yeah, it's easy to spend a lot of money at the gourmet market. It's probably one of the most expensive stores, but one of the most thorough stores. My favorite is Lotus for long-term living. Shopping here as well as getting everything and getting good quality. I love Lotus. Big C is cheap. There's another one. I was going to say True Value. It's not True Value. It's got another name. There's another one. It's inexpensive. They have some of the best like little pre-made meals and stuff. But I mean, it's just like, it's such a well-developed and people-centered country. Just Thailand in general. Most of Asia is. There's so much more focus on the people. It makes you really rethink living in places like the US or anywhere that's not centered on the people, because most of the US you won't find good transportation in a lot of it. We're too big of a country not to have good countrywide transportation beyond airplanes that cost out the wazoo. I have gluten issues, so I try to stay away from bread and pasta. Me too. I used to make a loaf of bread every day, and I think that's what kicked off my gluten issues. That was back in the day. Right after I lost all the weight, or maybe right before. It was right before. And when I realized I had a gluten allergy, because I used to break out with psoriasis and eczema all the time, and once I realized it was gluten, and I stopped eating the gluten, hardest thing was the cheese. I do eat cheese now, but just sporadically, and that's just like to get my protein sometimes. But I do a thing with mung beans to offset eating eggs. I mean, so there's all kinds of stuff, Yeah. But yeah, once I realized I had those gluten issues as well, and it wasn't until I quit eating things because I realized I wanted to lose weight and I couldn't. I was eating bread, a loaf of homemade bread every day. Let me tell you how many different bread variations. I mean, and I was taking a loaf to my parents. And I was not using a bread maker. I was kneading and making it rise on my own, cooking it in the oven. Ooh, my bread was on point. Now, I mean, and that was in the U.S. And I also know there's a whole story around the time of gaining all this weight, menopause, gluten. When I went back to the States in 2022, that 4 months was treacherous. I wish I wouldn't have had to go back. So, but anyway, off that soapbox. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Ava, for actually all the stuff that you said made me think about a few things too. So we definitely need to chat. I can chat with you through Sandra as well if she's got your information. Thank you, Life Unfiltered. But we definitely should get on the horn at some point in time and talk about having that grown woman conversation because I think we could shed a lot of light for other people. Um, I was so in denial, like I never thought it would happen to me. I'm not one of them people. I'm not one of them people that it'll never happen. Like I'm one of them people that be like, you best believe it's probably gonna happen. But menopause affecting me, gaining weight like this, never. I did not think it was possible because I've always bounced back. I've always been in good shape. I can't find a muscle. I don't even know what that's about. That's a name. Y'all, it's crazy. So I definitely want to talk about it. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all want to walk down the street with me for a little bit before it cuts off? Why not? I do this all the time. Walk with me. Let's walk down the streets of Bangkok. If you stay on, if not, no worries. I will catch you on the next run, but I'm gonna go over the hemisphere because I'm on that side of the road. So I might as well and get inside because it might rain, but it might not. So I also want to make sure it does not cut off too. All right. All right, you guys. So let me flip it. I am not this is the other thing, y'all. Get y'all one of these, a lanyard. You know how everybody is always telling you, don't walk around with your stuff out. Somebody's going to steal it. Get a lanyard. Because this is such a deterrent. Even if people want or think they want to steal, they won't because they're going to see it around your neck and realize that they're going to pull you with them. So one thing I love about cities like this is how they have the walking overpasses. You don't have to cross the street. They do have a couple areas that are designated to cross. But okay, y'all is going in and out, so I'm probably gonna go off. I'm not gonna stay on here too much longer. But if you stay with me, you'll see the street and the shops. Sorry, it's also like I don't have a stabilizer either. So it's probably bouncing around a lot. All right, you guys. I'm going to jump off. And I will check with you guys another time. Hopefully tomorrow I will see you guys. Making my way through these streets. Okay, let me see if I can flip it now. Try not to have it flip when I'm walking behind people too close because all you get is booty. Back and booty. So I will go on live hopefully tomorrow, and then you guys can see a little bit more of Bangkok. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all know the drill. Toodles and noodles. Peace and hair, Grace.